Guys, when you going to buy real estate? Huh? Like this show is taking longer to start than most of you start buying real estate. Look, the deal in real estate is you buy real estate and wait. You don't wait and buy real estate. Same thing with a goddamn show. Let's do the show and then wait.
Let's roll.
Wait and do the show.
Green light. Bling, bling. Green light. We're here in the 10X, Mr. 10X Studios.
10X headquarters.
Excuse me, 10X headquarters.
She's crazy.
We are here with the apartment king. And the apartment queen, of course. Anyway, we are so excited to be here with Grant Cardone to talk about what's coming up here in the apartment world. And he's going to be coming with us at our conference.
Can't wait to spend some time
September
with you.
19th and 20th. But right now, we're going to get into some juicy talk right now. About some apartment investing.
Keep going.
So let's go. So tell me, Grant, are you guys hanging on, waiting wait for a deal? Or what you doing right now?
Last year we did, I don't know, almost $1 billion worth of deals. This year, because of COVID, we didn't stop buying deals. The sellers, the problem we had was sellers, because we're buying institutional assets. The sellers were like, you can't come in the property. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll buy it without coming in the property. Like, they're like, oh my God, like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, everything, the debt market locked up after COVID. People didn't know what to do. The spreads between the Treasury expanded because guys didn't know how to really quote money. We were like, let's buy some apartments. And when this thing went to hell, when it went to fear, really, it was where it went. Everybody was like, oh my God, the apartment business is going to get killed. I said, no, dude, like, be rational. First of all, the whole world was told, you're quarantined. If you're quarantined, you can't move. We had, in the first month, we had 96% renewal rates. So anybody that was coming due in the next month or two, they're like, okay, I'm gonna renew. Yeah. Last thing you were doing in April, May or June was looking for a place to live. You're like, I need my place to live. Yeah. Then the whole eviction thing came out, and everybody overreacted on the eviction thing. And then all the news about offices nobody's gonna ever go back to their offices again, which is completely ridiculous. You're not gonna build a team.
Everybody wants human interaction,
totally,
right?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, we all can't wait for this to be over, right? We want to connect.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have did this virtually,
yeah.
But we were like, no, we're in town. Let's do this. Let's make it happen in person. There's nothing that beats the energy of being around in person. However, we are going to have an amazing virtual event coming up.
Yeah. So
sure.
You mentioned the eviction moratorium. So the CDC just came out with this thing. You see the CDC, they just came out with
the for-profit CDC, by the way, just so everybody knows, they're not not-for-profit, they are for-profit.
So what's your take on that? Because if you don't know, the CDC is just saying, hey, we have eviction moratorium until December 31st.
Yeah, so look, here's the deal. Okay, there are laws made by man, and then there's natural laws. And natural laws will always be man-made laws.
I love it.
Natural laws being, we've all been renters at one point. I was a renter.
Yeah.
When I rented the deal, there was the agreement on the lease to take care of the property, not do certain things, etc. But there's also the natural laws that nobody needs to have me sign off on. And the natural law, when I was 26 years old and I was renting an apartment, was like, I need to leave this place so that the next place I go to, they don't say bad things about me.
Right.
Any renter, and we have more renters today than ever in the history of the United States, any renter knows, hey, look, if I don't pay, if I destroy the place, if I'm not good to the place, if I'm a problem at the place, if I get evicted, whether it's COVID or not, the next place I live in will not be as nice as the last place I lived in, okay? So those are natural laws, and natural laws are much more powerful. That's why people are not saying, oh yeah, I'm not gonna pay even though I can. Yeah. Also, it's the eviction law, the moratorium is for people that make less than $99,000 a year. Our average tenant, particularly in our properties, because we're in the B+, A- stuff, in many cases, that doesn't
apply. Yeah. So that applies to ours because we're in the B and C. But in the beginning, it was like rent strikes, eviction moratoriums. Yeah. There was all this fear, no one's going to pay the rent. But as you know,
didn't happen.
It's like we're down like maybe 1 or 2%, nationally.
Yeah, I think last month was 86 or 82 or 86
Yeah.
paid. We're at 90. We're at 92% occupied, 98% paid, and the other 1 or 2% will be collected.
I got on Facebook Live and I asked if I have any questions for you, so I'm going to read some.
Yeah,
These are good questions. One of them is, should we buy apartments now or wait until 2021? What's your take on that?
Yeah, so look, if you're going to wait, you're not going to buy anything. It's just like, if you're waiting, look, what are you waiting for, okay? What is there going to be? Like, you're looking at something that's maybe $100,000 a door, and there's 26 doors, and that's 2.6 million, so you're going to save what, $100,000? Maybe?
Yeah.
Like, if the math on your deal is so close at 100, you don't have a deal.
Yeah.
If you can't overpay for your deal, you shouldn't be buying your deal. I'm just telling you right now, like, number one, if you're going to put debt on a deal, you're not selling that deal. If you're going to put long-term debt on a deal, you're not selling that deal for
10,
6 or
12
7 years.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
So you have to understand that in the apartment market, we bought a deal we're going to close on in 6 days. That deal will not be traded again until 2028 or 2029. Cannot trade.
Yeah.
That is out of inventory. Nobody ever talks about this. I don't know why they don't talk about it. But every time a deal gets done and long-term debt gets put on a deal for you more sophisticated investors, that deal is gone from the marketplace. It does not exist. It cannot be sold. So on a deal like we just did, 126 million, there would probably be a 12 or 15 million dollar defeasance to pay that debt off. That means I have to get 126 plus 15. I'd have to get 141 the day after I sell it, after I close, just to pay the debt.
Yep.
Okay, so that deal's out of the inventory. Okay, so you're like, what am I waiting for? You're waiting for 20,000? Your legal fees are going to be 20 grand.
It's a mindset thing, right? Like,
it's just ridiculous. You're like, you're doing this. Don't blame this on COVID. Blame it on you don't know what you're doing, because you can control that you don't know what you're doing. You cannot control COVID.
Yeah.
And I think COVID's going to be good for apartments, personally.
I think so too.
Because I'm sorry to interrupt you, but they're going to jack because of the uncertainty and unemployment possibility. If you want to move from an apartment to a home, it's going to get more difficult. You're going to have to put more money down. You're going to have a better credit score, and your story about your job. Unlike 5 months ago, your story now about your job being secure is you will definitely have to document that you're not going to be one of the ones in case this thing comes back that gets laid off.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get units. The most important number in real estate is not the price you pay. It's not the cap rate. It's not the return on equity. It is the number of units you have. So if you buy a good deal and it's got 116 units, and you got to buy the same deal across the street and it's got 300 units, and both deals do equally well over the next 10 years, you would rather have 300 units than 100. It's the most powerful number in real estate, and what makes real estate so good is because scale. You can scale.
That's why you got to go bigger, And
I say go big or
go home.
No, go bigger. Go bigger, go bigger. Go bigger, go bigger. Never go home because there's nothing at your home.
That's a huge mindset, because everybody's like, well, what reversing cap rate should we use?
Dude, cap rates.
What's the rent growth?
I'm going to tell you
what's the price per door.
Cap rates are going to compress. In the future, you're going to be buying cap rates under 3%.
Well, we're going to be competing probably with, the big dogs. They're going to
So
start
what do you think?
There's no
driving that?
Because there's no place to get yield. Apple Computer, the most profitable, not profitable, the biggest company in the world, they pay a 1% dividend.
Crazy.
This day of 6%, 7%, 10% yields, that doesn't exist in the universe. So right now the Treasury's at 1.7, 1.5 maybe.
Yeah.
10-year Treasury. Never in my lifetime. I'm 62 years old. I've never seen that in my lifetime. When yields come down around the world, okay, AT&T dividends are 6% today, but it's on a stock that's probably going to sit and do nothing. That's a big, huge yield. The oil companies that used to pay 5 and 6% have cut their yields down to half of that because they're in trouble because of the amount of debt they have. The United States has debt that it cannot possibly support at a higher, it probably at the low rates we're at, definitely cannot support at a higher rate. So if interest rates don't go up and there's no place to get yield on my money, the apartments which will continue to provide a safe place to protect your cash and provide a yield will not have to deliver 7, 8, 9, 10% yields to their investors, and that yield will come down. So cap rates will compress. So you're probably buying stuff in Dallas at a 5, 5.5,
C class
6.
are trading at like 5.5 cap right
Good.
now.
That's gonna come down to a 4.
Crazy. That's crazy.
And everybody's like, I'm gonna wait until February. You're gonna pay more money in February. You're gonna pay
did you
more
hear
money
that?
next year.
Grant Cardone says cap rates
Will
for C
compress.
class are going to come down.
They will
Okay.
compress. They will get tighter. When they get tighter, the prices go up.
And that's not
So
the-
like if our portfolio, my portfolio right now we're probably across the board at a 4 3/4 across 8,000
Yeah.
units. If it compresses to 3, I pick up $1 billion without a rent increase. People don't understand apartments.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
houses don't have cap rates.
Yep.
Single family homes do not have cap rates. You do not buy on a cap rate. So
I wish everyone could hear that too, because I see people out there with single family or duplexes and they're talking about cap rates. I mean, that's crazy. There's no
you
cap
should not
rate.
even, no, you
Yeah.
have a comp.
Yeah,
You have
a
a
rental
comp,
comp.
a comparable, either a rental comp or you have a price comp. And you
Yeah.
do not want to be, if you want to make real money in real estate, I do not want to have my house compared to her house. Okay, because
That's
maybe
right.
she was in trouble.
Yeah.
She was in trouble. I got a buddy that he just bought some stuff in Cabo, and he's like, "There's billionaires buying in the neighborhood." I said, "Dude, you never want to be in a neighborhood with billionaires." And he's like, "Why not?" I said, "Because a billionaire, they paid $26 million for the house next door. When he's done with that house, and he's like, I'm done, he can sell it for 13 and not
Right.
miss it."
Yeah.
You do not want to be in a neighborhood where there's so much wealth that they're like, "I don't care,
Yeah.
just flick it off." I don't want to be compared. I don't want to be dependent upon my neighbor's value. I want to be dependent upon my property right here producing enough income that somebody says, "I'm buying the income, not
That's
the
right.
property."
And you get to be creative on how to generate even more income
Yeah, exactly.
from that.
Yeah.
So that's amazing too, which creates more value.
Yeah.
So it's important, guys, what we focus on, right? So where your focus goes, energy flows, and your
Yeah,
life,
that's right.
your
That's
life can take a different direction. So we talked about focusing on the number of units and talking about apartments versus single family homes. So this is all good stuff.
Yeah, I got another question.
And,
So-
and you guys got to learn the game. You have to have the right information to play the game, and the game's changing. Like Kiyosaki says, about this, the world's going to come to an end. Like, okay, so what happens if the world comes to an end? If it's going to come to an end, you want a lot of debt. You want as much debt as you can get. You don't want a little bit of debt. You want lots of debt, okay? Because the only way you're going to get help when the world comes to an end is if you got a lot of debt. Because if you don't have any debt, they're going to come grab everything that you have when the world comes to an end. So you got to figure out how to shift the game right now. If the world comes to an end, like some people are predicting, well, guess what? You're not going to be out going buying a house.
yeah.
So
These are strategic moves that we're talking about here.
And like the last time I was at your gig, what was that? 2 years ago? 3 years
Yeah,
ago?
2018.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
almost three years ago now. So I said, hey guys, California, New York, New Jersey. This was before it was in the media every second day, or every second of every day. All that money is going to drift. Okay, California is going to drift all the way across Utah. It's going to come across Arizona. It's going to land in Texas. Probably California money will not come all the way over to Florida. New York, New Jersey, Illinois will all that. All that's going to be tax incentivized movement. That years ago people would come from New York for the summers here. Now they're coming here and going back to New York.
Yeah.
To do a little bit of business, but not much. So that's happening, and it's not going to reverse itself. And this split politically in this country is going to continue to drive people moving away from California into Texas. If you move to Amarillo, you're not going to go buy a house the first week you're there. If you move to Dallas, you're not going to buy a house the first week. You're going to probably rent for 1.5 to 2 years to figure out where you want to live in Dallas.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just natural what people naturally do. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, that's
That's
great.
good. I love it.
How much time am I going to be spending with you guys at the big conference?
Well,
I mean,
we have an hour on the main stage.
Okay.
And you mentioned that you were going to talk about.
I don't want to give them too much today, though.
Yeah.
You know,
Your main stage. I think you mentioned you were going to talk about how he went from $3,500 in your pocket to owning over $2 billion. And this is my question, not anyone else's. So you have a lot of businesses. You have apartments. You raise capital for apartments. You have your sales training companies. What have you done?
And I got you guys. And I got my Sumrok
so
decision.
much, man.
Some rock, some don't.
We're so happy to be here.
Yeah, it's always good to see
It's
be with you
exciting.
guys.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers,
So,
cheers.
Yeah.
When
Love
COVID
those
came
10X
out, you did a blog about there's specific things you can do in a contraction to expand and dominate or conquer.
Yeah.
Could you talk about some of those things at a high level that you've done with your companies?
The first thing you do in any emergency, right? Kitchen's on fire. You get in the car wreck. You know, first thing you do is you have to decide, okay, where am I putting my energy here? Because I'm in a compressed situation with very little time. This is again a natural order. It's a natural, logical response to a situation. Let's say there's some crazy situation goes on. My first thing, I got to protect the things that are most valuable to me. And I got to get them out of harm's way, right? So when COVID hit, first thing I did, I was in Colorado at the time on a project. I got on my plane, flew over here. You need resources. You know, it's nice to have resources when you need them. Boom, I flew in here, had an emergency meeting. First thing I did was I sat down with my executives and said, hey, this world is about to shift hard. Okay, now what I'm about to share with you that I did was actually a mistake, but I would still do it again.
Yeah.
I said, okay, they're like, what are we going to do? No, what are we going to get rid of? First thing you do is get rid of something. You have to start making choices. I am getting rid of something. You cannot be in an emergency situation and save everything. You have to pick now. Who do I love the most? Okay? Like, who do I love the most? What matters to me the most? What am I willing to protect? Which is a calculation on what am I leaving behind. So first thing we did was we cut a division of my company. A division, by the way, that I am in more love with than anybody here. I love it more. I have more energy about it. It's a dream that I want to make come true. I failed on it a couple of times already. I'm going to make it happen. I'm like, kill that division. It's 42 people that were working in that company. Boom, shoot it in the head right now. And everybody's like, what? I'm like, shoot it in the head. We don't have the energy. Yeah. I don't have the resources to keep it together during this emergency. Throw it out the window. So we killed it. And I got hated all over the internet for it because some of the people that got lost in it, got left in it. I was probably eliminated the first 42 jobs in America.
You know what, though?
Because of COVID.
Every successful man has to make, woman, has to make those tough decisions.
Yeah.
And when you actually make those decisions happen. I mean, things happen, right? Yeah. Whether it's right or wrong, you got to decide. Right?
30 million people would be fired after our I was literally probably the first 42 people in the United States who were fired because of COVID. But, dude, I did what I did. Now, did I do the wrong thing? Probably did. Probably didn't need to, now looking backwards. So we called clients up. We had 125 clients in that company, and I said, hey, I'm not going to be able to provide that service for you. I don't think it's good for you right now because it was a marketing company. I don't think I can market enough for you right now with the bad news in the marketplace to actually support you. So second thing we did was we consolidated all our resources. Once we got rid of that, consolidated our resources, I had a meeting with our staff and just said, hey, the world's about to get shitty, and you're going to hate it. And you're going to want to die, and you're not going to die. We're going to get through this. It's going to be extremely painful. If you don't want to lose your job, then you need to show up early every day, stay late every day, and push harder every day. And we've rebuilt. I think we went to how many employees we have right now, Annie?
Maybe 125. We hired a lot of the
people back.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we have, I know 350 in the real estate. We've added 2 real estate deals, big monster deals. We're probably back to full employment here. We haven't missed a month. June was the biggest month I've ever had in my career, ever.
That's awesome.
So So the point is, hey, what do you do in an emergency? First thing you do is get rid of something. You don't start adding shit. When you got an emergency, man, you don't add people to your car. You know, it's like that movie. It's like the movie, you know, where the world's coming to an end and the guy's got his car and everybody wants in the car. You can't let everybody in the car.
Yeah.
And so, first thing when I want to shift, first thing I do is get rid of something. Always. It's the hardest thing to do is get rid of something. The second thing I do is add stuff, like information. So that's why your conference is so important, because it's a place for people to I was telling my 10-year-old yesterday, she's like, you know, you just think completely different. I'm like, no, not really. My thinking hits yours, your calculations. And I've gotten rid of your calculations so that mine could work. And so one of the things at the conference is you got to strip people away from what they think they know. Like, oh, a house is a good deal. Okay. If a house is a good deal, how good is 100 houses in the same location, one close? Well, I can't buy it because I don't have the money. Dude, there's so much money on this planet, it's unbelievable. Money is not the problem. There's a shortage of apartments. There's not a shortage of money. There's so much money. Blackstone's sitting on $185 billion in cash right now. They can't, they're trying to buy properties.
It's an important statement there. I don't know if you guys caught it, but you know, you got to let go of what you think you already know. Let go of that so that you could be open and let some new information in that could magnificently change your life.
Everybody goes to these conferences trying to add a piece of data. Look, it's not, you're just ending up with a garbage dump, okay? So the first thing you'll do with me when we work it out is like, hey, what 3 things do you know right now that are actually getting in your way? That you and your spouse knows, that you and your household operates with, that what is the thing that you're doing or believing or looking at? So maybe you're in the Midwest and you're like, I gotta see an 8 cap. You're not gonna buy anything. You're not going to buy anything. By the way, the thing you buy, you will not be able to sell in the future. I would avoid those high cap rates right now. I would embrace a lower cap rate. I would embrace a better location. I would get rid of your concept of cash flow. What is great cash flow? So you're not, the apartment guys are not making the adjustments. Like you accept less at the bank. The bank pays you nothing today. 5 years ago it was paying you 4 and 5%. Today it's paying you a quarter. You didn't make the adjustment in your purchases, but you made the adjustments in your checking account. So we need to strip away some of the concepts so you have some of the actual practices you're using every day so that you can actually start making strategies, new strategies for the 21st century.
This is golden.
Yeah. Imagine having this conversation right here in your private home, right? In your living room, wherever you're comfortable. You know, there's so many people out there right now that bought tickets because we were going to go live, and we switched it to 100% virtual, and they're like, oh, I really wanted to be live, so, you know, that kind of thinking we're just talking about. They're like, I'm just going to wait for it to be live. Now is the time.
Well, it is a live
event.
It is a live event.
It is live.
Okay, it is. Are you alive? That's the question. Are you alive? Number one. Number two, are you open to receiving new information? By the way, why do you care? Like it's crazy to me. People pray for help.
Yeah.
Guidance, information, show me the way. God, please help me. Allah, help me. Yes. Muhammad, help me. Like, okay, good. Then the help comes and you're like, oh, it's not this. Okay, how do you know? You did not ask God to send it as a white guy with a beard. So, or a guy that talks or curses sometimes, or these guys, the combination. But here's the data. And then the other problem is people are getting data from so many different points. Mm-hmm. Like, what do you want to emulate? And look, I'm just telling you who I'm not emulating people here. I'm emulating the most successful companies in the world. And what are they doing? They're expanding. They're buying things right now. They're making moves. They're not waiting for a lower price. Warren's waiting, but that's what Warren does. Warren Buffett, they wait to buy stuff. He's been wrong a bunch lately, by the way.
He can afford to be wrong.
Different place. He's at a different place.
He's in a different place. That's
you know,
right.
He's got but when things contract, people will do this: food, water, housing. So they're not going to go buy gold and silver. I'm talking about the masses of people. I want to serve the masses. You want to be a Walmart delivery. You want to be an Amazon delivery. Apartments are the closest the everyday guy like me is ever going to get to a Walmart or an Amazon. I can scale it. I don't have to have any tech background. I don't have to be a genius.
Everybody needs it.
Everybody needs it, dude. Like you do not have to be a genius to buy real estate. You just need to buy good real estate and let it take care of you.
Everybody should love apartments. Hashtag.
I love it.
Right?
Seriously, we love it.
It's just an easy deal. Of all my businesses, that is the easiest business that I'm in.
Yeah.
And some people make it so complicated.
Dude, it's not.
They make it
Just
so
keep it
complicated.
simple, man. Keep it simple. Location's vital. The property's vital. You know, take care of the tenant, take care of the debt. You know, take care of the property and take care of the investor. If you have investors, we've raised almost $500 million in cash in 2 years. $500 million.
And during COVID, how did that impact your capital raising? Is it you find it easier? You
As
find
long
it harder?
No. As long as my team's got their head on, because it's not the investor, it's the team. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, what? Oh my God, what? Well, the guy doesn't have any money. No, he doesn't have any money because he gave it to the bank, he gave it to the 401, he gave it to the IRA. He's already given the money away. You guys don't even need to get money from people anymore. You need to get it from where they put it.
Right.
And put it over here. It's sitting in a
it'll
bank
help them.
earning nothing.
Right.
So,
That's great stuff, guys. Learn where to move your money so that you can make even more money.
I made the mistake of, I've been buying real estate for 35 years. For 33 years, I didn't raise money. I should have been raising money from the first day. I was told by my uncle, do not take other people's money. And then another buddy, Ralph, told me, don't take other people, huh?
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. And then another guy told me, yeah, don't take other people. Phil told me, he's like, yeah, never take investors' money. They're a pain in the ass. And so I believed it. That's that piece of data I put in there and said, that's my stable datum. And then one day I'm watching a guy, he's a billionaire. He sells his company for $4 billion. And he's like, why don't you raise the money? I'm like, because it's a pain in the ass. He's like, dude, everything's a pain in the ass. Getting old's a pain in the ass. Being married sometimes a pain in the ass, right? Kids are a pain in the ass. Yeah, so what? He's like, you need to raise money. Fannie Mae says, why aren't you raising money? Fannie Mae says, why are you not raising money? The way you buy real estate, you should be raising money. Another bank says, hey, why aren't you raising money? I'm like, okay, wait a minute. $3 billion positions tell me to raise money, and 3 broke dicks tell me not to. And who do I listen to? Who do I listen to? I've been listening to, what am I doing, man? I got my information from the wrong place, and I made it as solid, stable datum. So we started raising money. Best thing I've ever done in my career was start raising money, because I'm helping people that cannot buy deals. I find the deal, buy the deal, close the deal with my cash, and then we let people come in.
Yeah.
So one of our properties had 4 units got burnt. We didn't call the investors and say, hey, we just lost 4 units.
Yeah.
They burnt down to the ground. We got to replace them.
They don't
Nobody
need to know
knows
that.
anything. They just get their check every month.
I love it. Imagine 2 hours of this.
Yeah, even if you guys should know this, even if you're not going to go out and buy real estate on your own, if you're going to invest in real estate, you're going to invest with them or find some syndicator to invest with. You need to know the game so you know the right people to pick to put your money with. The more educated you can get about the new game of real estate buying. The debt markets are different today. We just got debt on this last deal for 2.36%.
Isn't that incredible?
$80 million.
Yeah, that's incredible. Like,
$80 million.
Wow.
So am I willing to pay a little less to buy the property because my debt dropped almost 1.5 points?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah.
Boom.
Guys, you got to come learn this stuff. It's good stuff here.
Dude, can I get my Humpty Dumpty music that we started
man.
with? I wanted to start with the Humpty music. No, that's not. Hold on. That's Queen. That's Queen. Can't do
Where's
that.
our music sound guy?
Yeah, where's my sound guy, man? What the hell's going on in this place, huh? Hold on, Humpty.
And we are live
The Humpty Dance.
from Grant Cardone's studio.
See, we don't like. There it is.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
Not everybody can handle it.
This is what we do when we get another deal. We do the Humpty. Uh-oh. Yeah.
I'm making money.
With
You
apartments.
got more than that.
Get enough cash flow.
Connect your wealth, baby.
Don't be a one flow ho. Humpty.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm just saying. Let's just end with this. Like, guys, get invested in real estate. The thing about the real estate people that I meet is they are the less stressed people in the world. Less stress means more fun. Can't have fun if you're stressed. And the reason people are stressed is they don't know where the money's coming from tomorrow. I buy these deals I buy today. I buy them. I never worry about them again. The next time I'm gonna worry about them is 10 years from now when somebody makes me an offer and I decide, hey, am I gonna get 2 or 3 million more this way or that way? So like, invest your money where you don't have to sweat and you can have fun and you can do the Humpty dance.
That's right. I love it.
I love it.
So if you have a story that's not serving you and you're ready to let it go and come do the Humpty with us.
Yeah, come do the Humpty. And remember this, don't be a one flow hoe.
That's right. That's right. All right, so let's do this. When
is the conference again? When am I going to be there?
September 19th and 20th.
Where am I? September 19th. That's in a couple weeks, man.
We're gonna be in Malibu. It's on us.
Oh, Malibu, yeah. I'll be in Malibu, yeah. Maybe I'll fly into Dallas and do
Come
this
to
thing
Dallas,
live. Who
man.
knows? You never know with me.
Hey, when you got a
We'll do
private
it.
jet, you can, be where
That'd
you
be
want
fun.
to be.
See you guys then. Grant Cardone here. Click the link below. We're going to get you some great information. Don't miss this. This is a game changer. Be there. I'll be there.
Hey, this is Brad Sumrok, and I wanted to talk to you about my $100,000 guarantee for our Apartment Investor National Conference. That's right. If you don't get at least $100,000 in value that you could implement in your business over the next 12 months, I'll give you your money back from the event. So you have nothing to lose. You have 6 figures to gain. The speakers are going to be teaching strategies, tactics, and things that they are implementing right now in the middle of this pandemic that are making them big money, including myself, making me a lot of money. So if you can't walk away from this conference with at least $100,000 in value that you can add to your business, I'm buying your ticket for you, okay? So register here below for the September 19th and 20th Apartment Investor National Conference.